So, welcome to Sawtooth Tactical. It is 6 degrees out here, tons of snow. We're shooting the Taurus G2C. It's my personal carry pistol, and we'll see how it does out here today. Seems to work well so far. Hi everyone, welcome back to Sawtooth Tactical. Today I've got a video that I think a lot of people will be interested in. We are going over my carry pistol, which is the Taurus G2C. Of course, loaded, because this is the pistol that I carry. Federal HST is my carry ammo that I use in it. But before we go over this pistol, again, Taurus G2C, I'd like y'all to please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with everyone you know that might be interested in it. It really helps us out, and we're trying to reach as big of an audience as we can. So let's get started. Beautiful day for shooting. G2C, Taurus. So the Taurus G2C is a very popular pistol. I didn't know that when I bought it. I actually was looking for possibly a SIG P365 or a Smith & Wesson M&P Shield Plus. That's actually what I went in looking for. I didn't quite have $600 to spend on a carry pistol that day because I had recently bought a bunch of other guns. So I just kind of wanted to get an idea of what I was going to get. And the guy at my local gun store showed me this. And this is the Taurus G2C. And it's about half the price of that SIG or the Smith & Wesson. And so I went home and I did some research on it because I didn't know if I could get something that was going to be reliable for less than $300. So I went home, I watched a bunch of YouTube videos by other people kind of like this, and everybody had very positive things to say about it. So I went back the next day and I bought it. And this pistol has been very, very good to me. It's got a 3.2 inch barrel, so it is fairly easy to conceal. Much easier than, say, something like this. And the pistol that I was carrying before was this Ruger with a 4-inch barrel. Now, that works, but it doesn't work really well in the summertime. You know, when you're wearing less clothing and stuff. And so I wanted, you know, a subcompact, not a micro pistol, because I want something that's still going to be kind of comfortable to shoot. So I did end up getting this. I've put close to 1,000 rounds through it by now. And to be honest, I have had 2 malfunctions. It's not perfect. Both of them were stovepipes that were very easy to clear. Not that big a deal. I've heard of a lot of other people that have this that have put, you know, 2,500, 3,000, 4,000 rounds through them without a single issue. But I gotta be honest with you guys, I have had those 2 malfunctions. But 2 malfunctions in probably 800 or 900 rounds, to me, is not bad. It isn't the most fun pistol to shoot, I'll be honest. The smaller the gun, the less mass you have to absorb recoil. And so just the snappier it's gonna be. Also, shorter sight radius. You know, it's just not gonna be nearly as accurate as something like a 5-inch 1911 or even a 4 1/4 inch M&P 2.0 as just the reality of it. Now, that doesn't mean you can't be very accurate with this. With a little practice, or a lot of practice, as you should do with your carry pistol, you can get very good at shooting it. And I've gotten pretty good with it, for sure. That's part of the reason I didn't want to get one of those micro pistols, though, because I felt like it would take even more practice to even get fairly decent shooting one of those. Whereas with this, basically what I do, like I said, not my very favorite pistol to shoot. So every time I go to the range to shoot any of my other 9mm, what I do is I'll load up a few mags in some of those, and then I'll finish off the box of ammo by loading up a couple mags in this. This pistol takes 12 round magazines. 12 rounds with a 3.2 inch barrel is a very respectable capacity for something that is that easy to conceal. It's fairly light. I think unloaded weight is 22 ounces. And it's got a lot of features for under $300. It's got adjustable sights. They're plastic sights, but adjustable for windage. It's got a loaded chamber indicator, so that pops up when it's loaded. Not something that you should rely solely on, but it's nice to be able to see it. You don't have to press check if you don't want to, and you can tell if there's a round in the chamber. It has a manual thumb safety on the side. Now, it's my only polymer frame pistol that has that. I'm not a huge fan of the manual safety, but you don't have to use it if you don't want it. Now, it also has these memory pads on it, which is really nice. You know, say it's someone's first pistol or something, that's gonna help train you to keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to fire, which is a really smart thing. It's got a accessory rail, kind of like the Glock style accessory rail where it's got one notch instead of a full Picatinny. But you could use this for like multiple rolls if it was your only gun. It's small enough to carry. Then you could put a light on it when you get home and use it as your bedside gun if you wanted to. The thing, it's got really, really nice mag release. The slide release, super easy as well. It breaks down just like a Glock where you, here, I'll just do it for you. So pull this back a little, pull these down, pull the trigger, slide comes right off. Barrel, double recoil spring. It's actually a very, very high quality pistol for the money, with a lot of features. It's pretty sweet, honestly. I've been impressed, for sure. And it's not bad to shoot. It's got a really, really good texture on the grip. Close to the same texture as the M&P 2.0, which is kind of known as one of the best grip textures in firearms in general. And yeah, I mean, honestly, this gun is not bad. Now, there are a few things, you know, when you get a gun that's going to be that cheap. The finish on the slide, not fantastic. You can see there, you know, it's rubbing off a little bit. But that's also because I carry this gun every day. So it is going in and out of this holster all the time, you know. Put it in, carry it when I get home, take it out, get to the range, it's in and out. So, I mean, any gun is going to get some wear on the holster when you do that. But I've noticed, you know, it's wearing a little bit quickly. But other than that, you know, it's got really nice slide serrations, really easy to manipulate. It's got these little, I don't know what you call them on the front, but you can press check pretty easily with that if you wanted to. And honestly, it's a great gun for the money. I've heard a lot of people say the best pistol that you can get for under $300. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, you know, Taurus. Taurus does have a reputation for some unreliable guns in the past. I'll be the first to admit that. I think everybody knows that. But the G2C is the gun that put them back on the good side of shooters. This gun has been known to be very reliable. It's been out for a few years now. Most people don't have, you know, any issues with it or very little. Like I said, I've had 2 malfunctions, really easy ones to clear. A lot easier than the ones I've gotten with this Ruger, actually, which I'll talk about in a future video. But it's really not a bad pistol. It's got a very interesting trigger. So you'd think it's a standard striker fired gun. It's actually double action. So the trigger pull, it's got a really long first stage, a lot of take up there, and it's got it's like a Glock where it's got the you know, the little trigger safety there. It's a little bit of a weird shaped one, but you get used to it pretty easily. And then really a nice crisp break, but it's really far back in the trigger guard. So it's just something to get used to. The cool thing about it though is it does have second strike capability. So without reciprocating the slide, you can keep pulling that trigger. Now that has two advantages. Say you're shooting cheap ammo and you have a hard primer or something, round doesn't go off. Well, instead of having to clear that round, just like a revolver, you can just keep pulling the trigger until it fires that round off. So that's kind of cool. It's not something I've run into yet, but that is, theoretically something you could use that for. Another thing is for dry fire training though. Instead of, most pistols, dry fire training at home, you're going to have to reciprocate the slide after every trigger pull in order to reset the striker. You can do that on this, but you don't have to. You can just keep pulling the trigger and do your dry fire training at home. Now, if you're going to do that, make sure you're very safe. Make sure there's no ammo anywhere around. You're pointing it in a safe direction. Follow all the standard rules of gun safety. Do not point it at anything you're not willing to destroy. All that stuff. But dry fire training is a great way to get practice, especially right now. Ammo is so expensive. It's just, it helps, believe me. Anybody will tell you that. And so that's one of the cool things about it. Now, to be fair, it is a little bit different of a trigger pull without reciprocating the slide. It has that strong double action, or the long, kind of hard double action pull. Whereas if you do reciprocate the slide, it's, got that light take up and a single action break. So just something to be aware of. But I gotta admit, I was skeptical at first. I've been very impressed with this pistol. For less than $300, I heard these were like $150 to $200 when they first came out. That was before the pandemic and all of this gun buying craziness. You're not gonna find them for that price anymore. But for that, $150, $200, that's the same price as a High Point. And let me tell you, this is a much more respectable gun to own, and it's going to be a much more functional gun to shoot. It's going to be more reliable, more accurate, have better ergonomics, look a lot better, everything than a High Point, that's for sure. Like I said, you're not going to find them for $150 anymore. Generally, I see them between $249 and $279. They've even come out with a G2C now. It's basically the same gun. It's got a little bit upgraded trigger and metal sights. And I think it's $30 more. It does come with 3 magazines though. This one came with 2 of these magazines, and they're high quality magazines. Steel magazines, 12 rounds. Nice bright follower to tell you when your magazine's empty. First thing I did, of course, when I bought it was, purchase more magazines. I like to make sure that I've got plenty of magazines for every one of my guns. I keep this one loaded with Federal HST. It's really good carry around, really effective. And then, I've got a couple magazines that I can load and reload with standard ball ammo to go practice at the range. So I feel like, you need to have a few magazines for any gun that you have, for sure. But the magazines weren't super expensive. They're high quality. They work great. They come out nice and easily. Everything about this gun feels really solid. And for a gun this size, one thing that's nice about these magazines as well, you see there it's got the extended base plate on it. Well, I hate a pistol that I can't put my pinky finger on. To me, that's not a comfortable way to fire. I like to have better control over the recoil and all that. That base plate gives you that. All your fingers are on the gun. I don't really have anything bad to say about this pistol. If you're looking for an affordable carry pistol, something you can conceal easily, but that's also going to be, fairly fun to shoot at the range, accurate, reliable, and not break the bank, you can't go wrong with the Taurus G2C, or the Taurus G3C. Basically just kind of an upgraded version of the same thing. So I also use this as my traveling around gun. So this is just a little lockbox. You can see how, inside it, this thing fits in here perfectly. And Cable attaches to that. It's attached to the underside of the driver's seat in my car. Locked up, safe, but ready to go at a moment's notice if I need. It's kind of a perfect all-around gun for taking out of the house, whereas some others are better suited for, just range or home defensive use. This one is great all around. It's funny, it is, maybe my least favorite of my pistols to shoot, but it's the one that I actually take with me more often than anything else because of its size, and it just, it flexes into a lot of different roles for me. And yeah, I think it's great. So we do have a ton of snow here right now. I'm gonna try to get out and get some shots with this anyway. Not so sure we're gonna be able to bring the steel targets out and stuff today, just because we can't drive all the way out there and they're heavy. But show you a little range footage. And yeah, man, I definitely recommend this. Taurus G2C. Taurus G2C. It's easy to conceal, easy to draw, easy to shoot. And super reliable. So the Taurus G2C. I highly recommend this as a budget carry pistol. It served me really well. I do want to give a shout out to those of you who have subscribed to our channel, and especially those of you who comment regularly. I really appreciate the feedback. It's nice to know what other people think. And honestly, the comments really help the algorithm and it helps get our videos out to a bigger audience. So thank you very much for that. I would love to hear what you guys carry. Do you carry the Shield Plus? Do you carry a Taurus? Do you carry the P365 or the Springfield Hellcat? What is your go-to carry pistol? I would love to hear about it. And tell me what you think about this if you have experience with it. Anyway, again, please, those of you that haven't, like, share, subscribe. Please leave me a comment. And from Sawtooth Tactical, I'm George. Remember, stay strapped or get clapped. Have a great day.